Hello again. Well, today I'm going to do something exciting. So what we're going to do, I've been playing around with Google AI Studio. It's pretty amazing. I mean, the stuff that you can do for free, it's like you've combined things like Midjourney and OpenAI and ChatGPT all combined into one program. And you know what? Amazon, sorry. Google is impressing me every day, and I love NotebookLM as well. Okay, enough of that. Like some of my new features I like. I've been playing around with something really fun. As you can see on my screen, there are a couple of things I'd like to show you. First, the Builds feature. This is amazing, where you can actually start prototyping really fast and creating your apps. And I'm going to show you an app that I created called the Startup Survivor, which is here, and I'm going to give you a bit of an evolution of that. So you go in and you can actually just make simple prompts to say, build me an image generator. Okay, boom, and it does it. And it includes all those other aspects of Google Suite, included in the application if you want to create your own customization. And I'll show you an example here as well. So you can start from scratch. Get a template out, like prompts. So you can say, hey, I want to embed some of the images capability of Gemini, or you want to create your own one. I've created one around what I am passionate about, and this whole channel is about, is startups and marketing. Now, when I started, here's when I founded a company. I don't know if you can see that or not. No, it's up down here. Hivery, yeah. Okay. Anyway, Hivery, and it wasn't after 10 years. It wasn't. We sort of liquidated. We had our money. So inspired by this, I wanted to showcase. I want to create an app with Gemini to showcase the startup survival pattern, right? And so let's go into this. And again, it was a really simple prompt. And from this, what we're going to do is create a podcast to sell that in like more of like Instagram, just to start selling and get users in. So this was the original pilot. A mock-up I did. Okay, so you enter a name and like my own company, and then you start playing. So this is kind of realistic in a way, because these are the drivers that are typically that you would look at. So users, your product, and you got here how so the cash is really about the life. If you run at that, you game over, and that's what happened to us. And users drives your evaluation. You can be zero in terms of income, but if you're growing with your users, that's gonna attract a lot of investors. Morale, look, you got to balance your team, and they're stressed building your product, and that what we face as well. So morale and having offsites, bonuses and stuff is super important. And the fun thing is the product. That this is why you exist. This is why you have a product market fit. This is why you sell your valuable position. So these are the 5 criteria I believe were super important. So anyway, in the game, you try to get to your 1 billion evaluation unicorn. And I'll show you the game, its evolution and how I'm going to promote it. But again, this is showcasing the power of AI, Google AI Studio. It's pretty amazing. So anyway, now you can see here the product in terms of features and available, it's 20. So you want to beef that up. Morale's good. You've got good cash. You've got some users and you've got good evaluation. So I'm going to beef that up. So the game continues by saying it runs the scenario. So I'll make the move for the quarter, and actually highlights sort of it goes through a simulation. It goes, okay, like the code, so a dedicated resource has improved the product. So good, the product is improved. You can see here that from going from 20 to 25 and continues to improve. Now, of course, you're running out of money, as you can see here. The cash, you're starting to reduce your cash, but your valuation increases because you're investing in product. So I'm going to continue to invest in product. Hang on a second, I've got 50K. So no, I need to raise. And this is what happens. We ran out of money, I didn't raise. So I need to raise money in order, and hopefully the investors will simulate, yes, we promised to investors and we got that. So our valuation increased as well, and we've got some funding now. So now I'm going to ramp up my product development. So again, this is what happens. This is what oftentimes we focus on what decision we have to make, and this is a great example of typically what happens in a startup. So here I can see I've got here So now I've invested in product and it's increasing. Still morale's good, so I need to keep that in check. You can see last quarter what I did. So I'm going to make a move for this quarter. Again, I'm going to invest in building the product because it is attracting customers, users. You can see it, boom, there. It's increasing users, and I need to get at least to over 90, and the morale is too good, so I still can sort of pump it. I've got budget, my cash to spend on building that. I'll continue going. I'll show you this to its completion, and then I'll show you what its evolution of this. Breakthrough code is optimized. So sometimes we have a technical debt that's been improved. So we've got 100%. Now with morale high, 100% product, I'm going to back it. I'm going to go and continue to invest in marketing, in sales and marketing. Boom, my campaign's gone viral. Let me see. I'm approaching the over $100,000. I continue. Let me see. I got to check my team. Morale's good. Balance is good. Cash is good. Product's good. Continue to market the product because I know it's stable enough. Now I continue this again. This scenario has gone viral again. So have I reached that and getting closer? So again, checking my budget, checking my cash, checking my morale. I'll continue to invest in making product launches and marketing. Again, it's gone viral. So this is scenario. So has I affected anything? My valuation's increased, my users increased, and continue to back my product. This is what happens once you have product market fit and your product users. Again, another sensational campaign's gone to. I'm increasing my again. I'm going to continue to back this as long as, and you can see my because there's more users now. My quality of the product has dropped. So it's dropped again, and my morale slightly there. So I'm going to continue. I still think it's enough. I want to continue to race to the $100 billion valuation. So what happened here? It's gone viral. Oh yeah, I did it. So even though, look, you can see here the product has reduced because I've got influx of new users coming in, stretching the system, but I made my unicorn. Very simple idea, simple game that you can play and learn about. So this is going to do a write-up. So here it tells you that it's a cutthroat industry, right? We started with, we have to survive and we struggled initially. But you can see here the breakthrough in investing in product, and this is exactly what happens. You need to invest in product and people. And the key learnings out of this is that culture is not just a thing. It's you need to ensure your morale is there. You don't want your staff to leave. And the product is significant because if you don't have product, what do you have to sell? That's where you're there. And speed matters because you've got limited cash flow, limited milestones to impress your investors, and so that's the game. You can play it, and I'll put it into the show notes link so you can give it a bit of a swirl. What I did with this one is I launched it. I can actually save it into here, share, but it would be, when you share it, it would be part of the marketplace. So what I did is actually, if I save this now, save it, I'm gonna, what's good about Google, you can actually, you can add it update it to the cloud, to their cloud. So what I've done here is I deployed it. And you can set up, so you've got the various things. You can deploy this into the cloud. So in this case, I've deployed it, and it's quite simple to deploy. So if you go into your Google Cloud, you set up an account, put in a limit, and I did that. I put in a limit because I don't want to spend too much on my credit card. So you can set that up. So you can deploy a partition set up to. I don't want it to go more than X amount of dollars. So I've deployed this and get AI Studio, and I can actually manage the. Let me get out of here. I can manage the budget. So I can actually say for this particular service, I want to allocate $5 in total. This is a very powerful thing to have, and I think I'm going to show. Let me go into because. In reality, that's what happens as well when you have a product. When you have a product, you have to. A lot of expense is maintained trying to maintain the cost. You get credits from AWS and all that sort of stuff. So this is. So I want to try to find my. 1 second. Just bear with me. I want to show you what I mean. So my billings. So you can partition. You can partition. So this is how much it cost me to. So far, it's cost me $1 to run this, but I've actually partitioned. I have a budget allocated. How much I want to spend. So there's my $5. So you can do that. You can set up multiple job budgets to constrain the expense. Anyway, my point is here is that you can build this and deploy it, and where you go, you can play around and start prototyping and experiment. Now, before I show you Base44, I want to talk about also how you can promote it, because I've taken this as a minimal viable. Let's go back to AI Studio. So here's the URL. So go have a play for it. That's the URL. Okay, where are you? Come on, faster. And you enter exactly what you saw. Enter it and play it. So have a go and enjoy that game and learn. So from there, this is what I call a proof of concept. Does it work? Can I learn from this? And I did. I learned from the experience. So now the question is, well, how do I get this out to more users? You can go back to Google AI Studio, and if I go back here. I love this feature where you can actually start creating a podcast. I'm going to put single. I actually created a transcript for this as well using AI Studio. So this is a transcript that when I let ran, and it created a podcast essentially. Now I've done this already, and so I'll go through this. Here it is, and I went to Canva and uploaded it with a couple of images. So this. Then I can actually now start, and I'm going to stop this because it'll play in the background, is promoting that game. So I can now start creating multiple of these in Instagram or TikTok.
Okay, I want to introduce you to something every aspiring
I think you can't see this screen. One second.
Survivor unicorn.
Okay, so here's so I'm going to have to show you, and let me just start this audio. So this audio continues, and it continues. Here we go.
Okay, I want to introduce you to something every aspiring founder should try. Startup Survivor. It's a simulation game that puts you in the shoes of a startup founder with one clear goal: build $1 billion company.
It's pretty amazing, and I'm going to stop this.
You start by naming your company.
And I went in further to create, downloaded this. So you basically download this when it finishes the run. You can download it as a WAV file, a WAV file, and then I'll upload into free Canva and drag in some images, including screenshots of the app, and then seeing if I can get more users. Now it works, right? I wanted to go on. I tried it on Lovable. I tried it on Lovable.dev. I tried it on Molt as well, but again, keep on coming back to Base44, and this is the site as it sees that. It's pretty cool. It's evolved since then. So what I've done is that you can actually create session keys where you can actually invite teams or groups. So for example, if you're launching it to a school or a workshop amongst a corporate gig, like a corporate workshop. So let's just say I'm going to create a new session, and it's going to generate a session ID. All this is, and so that's the session ID, and it actually sends an email. So of course, this is all new. So I'm going to take this. I can edit this, okay? So we can actually go back and say, hey, can you make the fonts white? So now you can see here in the leaderboard, in the session, you have only me, right? So I'm competing the same game, Evolve. So now I can go into this and say, okay, I want to join that. So if I'm a corporate gig, or if I'm part of a classroom where you want to have teams set up, you can actually say, okay, join this session, add the session key. Okay, so I'm going to join this as me joining this game. So that's I'm joining the game. So let's go back here. So let me just close this one out here. So now you'll see there's gain. Let me go back to this 1 second. I need to get out of here. I need to create a new. Maybe see if we can see this, because it's still me. I need to create but if I go into session, where are we? I've got to create a new. Let me just pause for a second and create a new browser. Okay, so we've logged in, and that's my session ID. I can now invite others. So I can just share this in the session ID. If I go into a new browser, because I need to go into a new browser, and copy in the application. So I'm going to copy this and go back to the Opera browser with a new session. Okay, so now I'm going to join that, so with a new browser, because I don't want to influence the other. So I'm going to create that's the session ID there. Okay, so I want to join this. So at the moment, if I go into, and get out of here, I want to join this here. Okay, because that's my session. So if I go here, there's only, if I go to sessions, there's only one gain AI. So if I go back to this, I'm going to invite another team member to join. So I'm going to call this, I don't know, Frankie AI. And I'm going to put a session ID because now I can link them together. So you can imagine this as a corporate event where teams to learn about entrepreneurship, or a university, or at a high school. So now I'm going to join that session, and I can see my leaderboard. Okay, so let's see. So now I've got the same view, but if I go to sessions, I can see that's Frankie there, and then it has, and now I can play. So if I go into my session, go back to the game itself. So I'm going to say, okay, now my valuation is 5 mil. Okay, I'm going to invest in product just like the other game, and it's increased my valuation by 2.5. You can see here, if I go back to the leaderboard, that's my I got users, but my valuation, where's my valuation, is here. It's 2 million. You can see, and if I go back to the leaderboard for the other side of things, if I refresh this, from 5 million, you have 2 now players. Go to sessions. You can see here I've gone up to 2 million. Now I continue. So now I can continue to see how I can actually, you can imagine this being played by multiple people in one leaderboard. You can share that. So if I go back to the my game here, Frankie's AI, see I'm leading. Let's just see, let's go swap back to Gain AI and see how we can make sure that it's working properly, and go back here, Gain AI. Okay, and then not that one, Gain AI. Okay, so I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna also invest because morale is high. Product, I need to invest in product, and I've got cash in hand. Let's see what happens here in this scenario. Okay, it's gained another $300. Okay, still not as you can see here. I've gained, but not. So you can imagine this is an awesome game to start learning. Amongst teams, in classrooms, you can have set up different teams to learn the importance of investing in product, understanding your cash flow, understanding how you need to manage that, and how you need to seek funding if when required, and more importantly, also, well, equally actually importantly, is ensuring your staff morale is maintained throughout the journey. Now, that's kind of the learning that I got, and inspired me to build this app called Startup Survivor. Have a play with it. Tell me what you think. All right, guys. Bye-bye. And by the way, subscribe if you like this. Subscribe and follow, because I'm very passionate about showcasing really cool stuff, and you can build yourself. Okay, bye.